and this is going to make some 8x10s from this. You going to say something?
Was that HTTP 2.2, was it Google Docs, or was it an implementation, or is it a paper at this point?
On HTTP 2? Well, and one thing I didn't preface my Ajax news talk with is that over the month I scan the news for everything that's interesting, and I tweet everything. So everything that I talked about is tweeted on Twitter/Club Ajax. So if you just looked at my tweets, you'll find that slideshow. But to get to your question,
it looks like Chrome doesn't support the data. You have to there's a command line to get switch you have to turn on for it.
I'm sorry.
I looked it up a second ago. It looks like Nginx supports it, and light speed, but it doesn't look like Apache currently supports it, and Chrome doesn't support the data by default. So you have to turn it on.
In HTTP 2, but there should be some server that's listening to it and hearing.
Yeah, it
what
looks like
servers
Nginx.
are saying.
So, the one I recognize off this list is Nginx most prominent one that C supports it on. It looks like, well, I guess IS supports it on Windows 10.
Yeah, Microsoft actually
those are the
supports it.
clients
They're an
that-
early adopter. They adopted Speedy, SPDY, first, and then the spec went this way, so now they're retooling for that. Go ahead and unplug me. Plug in. Okay. Good. Hey everybody, got 'em dev. Oh, thank you. Okay, are you ready? Wait a minute. Okay, I'm ready. Okay. So today I'm going to talk about MVC and beyond with the ExtJs framework. And it's kind of similar to my last talk, which was just MVC. So today we'll go somewhat beyond that. So mostly I showed ExtJs 4. How can you do MVC programming with the ExtJs 4 last time? So this year I'm going to do ExtJs 5. So probably I'll be doing next year ExtJs 6 and so on. So I don't have much slides. So first I'll give a brief overview of RESTful web service, which is built with Spring and running on Tomcat, then overview of ExtJS, and the sample web application with the two technologies. And finally, some automation of code with my plugin, fast code Eclipse plugin. So not all animations are working, but it's a very modern, rich user-friendly JavaScript library. You can see it supports MVC style programming, and now it is beyond MVC. It has gone. So this is the first plugin. Okay. So let's dive into the code. And it's mostly 3 feel free to ask questions anytime, and mostly live coding, I'll just show demo with the ExtJs. So in my last talk, I kind of had this is where I ended last talk. I think I had a form, and then we submitted, we got the result back. We got the result back, and you see the grid. So this year, I'm going to start from the result from the get-go. So I just show all whatever stuff is in there in the back end. By the way, it's running the Oracle database here.
I think there's a bug in your code. It says you were born in 2000.
Yeah, that's. Don't take everything so seriously. So I'll show the database here, and then it's being some RESTful web services running, and this is a demo application just built for Travel Ajax. So for the rest, you can start here to learn about the MVC and beyond programming with the ExtJs 5 here. It's slow? Yeah. Okay. So you can see there's one record in the database, and so it's pulling up one record. So this is a sample ExtJs control, and they have like tons of control. So, and you can just the simple grid as all this, you can see the grid. The columns can be hidden. Date of birth you have to hide, title, comes up like that. You can put sort, and down there you see the paging toolbar. Okay. So all this comes, up with minimal programming. I didn't have to do much for that. This comes out of the box. So what does the code look like for that? So we went through this also last time. So this is just a grid panel, as it says, grid panel, and this is the first row number that gives you the sequential number, row number, and all these columns you put just like that. Okay. And by default, X type. I don't have X type on the first name and last name, they're just plain text field. On the last one, date, it's a date column. So it shows up as date. Okay, but I said it's ExtJs 5, but how do you know it is ExtJs 5? You can right click and do a view source. You can see it says, can you see it? The ExtJs 5. But I only put it there, so I could have copied ext4 into ExtJs 5, ext5, and call it that way.
So that's the whole library?
Yeah.
How big is it? How big is that file?
It's a,
It's like 1.1, 1.2.
yes, few megabyte.
You?
Yeah.
Two?
I don't know, I haven't really checked.
It's I use it. It's like 1.1 or 1.2, but if you use their builder, you could strip a lot of it. So there's a lot of extra stuff in there. So like using like the require statements they have, you can strip out a lot of the extra files you're not using.
So can you see? So that's actually a good question, you know, the ext all JS, it does not load everything. So that's just the core package. And then whatever you require, other packages, you have line 4. So you mention it here. I probably don't need a lot more, all of them, but I put it anyway. So if you just say ext form, that will probably not work. I mean ext all. To show the ExtJs version, so you say line 17, is it visible here? So you can call the simple method extget version, and then you can refresh. And my machine is a little slow. So it says ExtJs 5.0.1, okay? But I click on OK, the message doesn't disappear. So I don't know. That's a glitch kind of. But it's not a showstopper. So that's pretty much, if you remember, last time we stopped at there. So a brief recap. And here is briefly, there's a RESTful web service running behind the scene. And you can call it with some REST client. In a Chrome, I'm using REST client here. Okay? So let's insert one record. Let's put Mike's name.
Oh, sure, I'm born in 1954.
Now we'll make you younger.
That's not a bug.
Let's make it 1994.
It's still older than you.
Okay, this comes back with the result, and you can see in the database. Mike is there. Oh, it's right here. If you refresh it, and there's Mike. Okay, now you can so you can see you can sort on the last name or first name. Titles are same, so it doesn't matter. Okay, and also date of birth. So today I'll focus on how you can load these records into some form, and then you probably want to delete it or update it and insert as well. So we inserted through some simple tool here. Similarly, you can update as well. So if you say Mike again, and when you update, you have to put the ID. 670 and 670, and now let's make him younger than me.
Yay.
So now he's at
Doesn't take much.
so we refresh here. Yeah, now he's so much younger. So now the whole world knows, okay? So this is pretty similar to last time. Last time I had a form, I started the results right off the bat, okay? So now here is some little bit of introduction to MVC. So what happens when you click on this, any of the grid? So that's why if you go to Eclipse, let's say, yeah, my Eclipse is also slow. So there's basically a controller class. Can you see it here? Is it big enough? So Java demo controller, and you put various controls. See the line 9, and the format is simple. You just say what are you? You say the item, the grid, and on the grid, what you do? The cell click. So similarly, there is cell double click, and all those. There are various kind of events. You can, and I'll show you where to get all the event name. So you put this one line of code. You clicked on record.get first name. Okay. So now let's see if this will work. So you see, it clicked on mine. But strange is okay, it should go away, but that's one bit.
Sounds like a super alert box. It's annoying in another way.
Yeah, this that should be pretty simple. And you click on, if you click on Gautam, it says that.
So what is grid? Is that an ID? You got button
The grid is the type. It's a grid, right? So ExtJs has in Java or JavaScript. JavaScript there is no type, but in Java you have string, int. And ExtJs they have type. The grid is the type. They call X type.
It's their component.
So what?
It's their component. Right?
What if you've got two grids? Is that
Yeah, that's a good point. Just since there is only one grid, we can just say grid. If they have two grid, then you can say grid as name, right? They have one grid, so you can say name equal to, similar to jQuery selectors. So if they have selectors, then grid one. You can put like that.
So you could look at grid as like a node name and a CSS selector.
Yeah, it's
Similar
like
to
a
selectors in
they call it like a component query.
yeah,
So you can like
component query selector. But since there is only one grid, you can just say grid. Okay. So now our goal is to do a little more useful. Maybe load the record into a form. Okay. So I'll just copy a little bit of code. Oh, okay, it came back here. So you can see what I have in the scripts folder. Java demo is the application folder. You probably cannot see, it's very small. Are you able to see the controller, model, store, view? So MVC, store is basically where is the data store. Okay? And this is the main application. So I'll copy this. A little bit of code here. So by the way, the whole thing is actually an ExtJs viewport. Okay? So when you say something in viewport, it will basically take over the whole thing. Okay? And then inside you can put any number of controls. Like we have put 2 panels. And one is the banner, and second is the grid results. Okay? So that's also I went through last time. So you're probably familiar with it. Then you can see the grid some. You can see also various features here. You see that collapsible, you can collapse it and uncollapse it. It's not very nice, I guess. It is actually collapsing, I don't know why. And all you do is there, you just say collapsible true with the line 17. Okay, now we have two panels. Let's put 3 panels. So one will have the form. So we'll keep the results in the center and use the south. So the second is copy with some code. Okay, now we have 3 panels. Okay, our goal will be to load the records from here to the, oh, it's already loading. So how it is loading the form, again, you can see with the controller. I commented out the message alert. You clicked on something. I put just few lines of code. Line 13, I get the form that I put. It's again a selector. So since there is only one form, you could just say query form. Okay, and there is just one method you have to call from the record. It's a person form.load record. Okay, so that loads the record. it is that simple. Load the record is loaded. Now we can probably see the collapsing part. You collapse this. So this part is still, since the top panel is not collapsible, it just feels the thing is with a gray area. Okay, but here you can see how it's nicely it is collapsible, and you can see the result formed. And all you do here is by saying collapsible true. Okay, here line 26. Again, it's the south panel we call person edit. So you can see we have created a form panel, and interestingly it is called ext form.panel. So if you extend from that, we have created our own form, and the alias it becomes the type. So once you say X type equal to person edit, that form will be, this form will be loaded down here. Okay. So let's see if you are able to update this. Again, this is again a glitch. You don't see the full. I don't know whether there's some setting missing.
It's hiding the data my birth.
Yeah, hiding. You don't see the full thing.
So those are all my birthday.
Oh. Now you can see it a little bit clearly. Yeah, there is some setting I'm missing. I don't know. It's probably. You're supposed to put date of birth next to the label, next to the control, but
I think it's label on line. I think it's like label on line or something.
Label?
I think it's label on line. Like
I don't know. Anyway, that is again showstopper. You can click on it. It's a date field. Others, those first name, last name, title, and text fields. If you have guessed, and you could have guessed, and this is a date field. So automatically puts a date picker here, and here is my date of birth here. Okay. So we'll make it even. One year younger. 2001. I don't know. Again, I clicked, it didn't take. Yeah, there are some glitches. Should be able to go through. We just keep it like that for now. So you load mic. I don't know, just change date of birth, I guess. Yeah, you can see it here, but you're not able to set it. See, it says 2001, but let's make it one year younger, 2000. So did you see the grid? This is the red corner. Are you able to see? So that means that was the only field that was changed. But is it updated to database? But how will you see if you refresh, then it should come back with the new value. But it doesn't. So what is happening is that similar to the controller here, what happened at cell click, I didn't, on button save, I put this some code and I didn't explain this much. But pretty much what you have to do, in line 33, person from record, the set, and person from dot get values. So whatever values in the, because I kept the name same, it will copy first name to first name, last name to last name, it will copy to the record. Okay, and the record is in the store. So only thing you have to do to make it persistent, you have to call store.sync. So let's try now. Okay, now let's get mic. Let's make it 1 year older. Save. Now you saw briefly there was a red, right? And it's gone. That means it is committed. So if you refresh, you should be able to see the new value. It is 2000. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, what is happening is another glitch here that, okay, let me just do it and then I'll explain. So let's change the date of birth again. Also change the date of birth, we'll change it to more user-friendly form, capital M. The format, you can change the format easily here, you can see format. And what another thing you can do, you can say disable days. I guess 6, 7. That means date of birth not acceptable, so no one can be born in the weekends. So now if you refresh it, so you can see a little bit more, December 31st. And let's load mic again. And you can set, this time it took it, okay? And you have to touch all the fields to set all the fields actually. So let's just do this. And I made him just 1 month younger, or 1 day. Yeah, 1 month. So save. Now the red box appeared and then it was committed, then it refreshed. Let's reload. Oh, didn't take it, right? Did it take? Yeah, I think what is happening, you have to change the, if you see in the console here, are you able to see your first name? So you, the other something strange, you know. So you have to change, as if you have to change everything, otherwise it will send null. So let's make everything title Mr. to, okay, and again date of birth, let's make it 1 month younger. November 1st. Save, then everything was changed. Okay, the name, first name, last name changed, everything changed, but not date of birth. There's something strange, you just have to, again, now I'll just set it back. Okay, you just type it in, I guess. Make it November 1. Now you click it save. check it. But the name is changed back to the original value. Yeah, something I might have missed, the date of birth is not coming up. Is that fine? Yes. That is so stuff. Similarly, you want to create a new record. So for that, I have put a simple reset button, so it clears the form. So that means also when you reload the form, if you have not loaded a form, it's able to take new record. So since Bob is not here, let's put Bob's name. And date of birth.
I think Bob really old.
Let's make it 1990. But then again, I'm not sure if you take it. So when you say save, it insert a record here, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't look like the date field is updated. So like if you change it now, say it, I didn't see that update last time.
Yeah, I didn't update, but when it's taking it, let's see if you refresh. Now there's it, December 1st, 1990. New field it took. And you can see in database as well, now there should be 3 record, okay? So similar to the update code, okay, we have gone through the save, right? You can see line 32 to line 36. The first if statement pretty much means is an update. You have a record existing. Then else line 35, it does not have a record, so we add to the store. And whenever we add to the store and the store.sync, it will make a RESTful call. Now here, one more thing. The store that we are using so we say type REST, okay? And depending on create, it will automatically put a post. For the read, it will get a get, update will put and delete. Okay? Let's say if we did it like Ajax, which is more basic, and then see what it does. Reload. So let's change Bob's name. Let's put another B here, another N. Let's begin November. Then you say save. Save did not go through because it's the red marks did not go away. So there's some error happened, and what was the error? I don't know, this is, you cannot see it at all like this.
Put not supported.
This put not supported because the URL it submitted, it did not add that RESTful URL. Are you able to see this? So I'll do it again, and you can open up developer tools and see it's more, probably it will be bigger. Again, my Computer is slow. Sorry. Sorry for that. Okay, now you're able to see. You see that person sample person. Since the update record, RESTful you have to put the person ID at the URL. I did not do that. So again, I put the REST. Now say save. Oh, I didn't refresh. So making sense now? So Bob, make it N, make it R, and you can go through here, November or something, and save. Before clicking save, let's open up the console. Okay, now I click save. Are you able to see this is very small? So see what I highlighted there, it put person ID 671 at the end because I changed the store to REST. Now if you come here and say now there's no 8 marks, it is all persisted very well. And you refresh, the data is saved. Okay? Is there another 30 minutes?
Another 30, yeah.
Okay.
40.
Oh, 40. Now, so far we discussed the controller MVC, what will be controller model. Now we go to the beyond part. Okay. So if you look at what is the beyond part, MVC and then MVVM, and they also have something called view controller. So VC, MVVM, VC. So you can see this, whenever you click something, do something, click on a button, it comes to the controller. Okay, and then you have component query to have access to various fields, various controls, and get their value. Makes sense? But this controller in a large application, this kind of forms a global controller. Like everything will come one. You can have multiple, but still everything will go there. It's a global. So if you want to go to this controller one, you cannot do that in this model. So enter MVC, the view controller. Okay. So I'll comment out this loading part here. And I'll show you slightly different example. So similar to Java demo controller, I have a person controller. So person is just one component in Java demo is the whole application. Person is just one part, right? in a whole application there will be person, address, account, So to deal with person stuff, you just need probably the person. You have a person controller. Okay. And you can see it now. This when I open, it's actually in the view folder. It's no longer in the controller folder. So person controller, and it extends from view controller. Does not extend from controller. If you see here, that extended from PHP at controller. Okay. So let's have this like when you load the form, we have everything enabled. So let's make last name, first name, and last name, title, and date of birth disabled, and you can only enable it once you put something in the first name field. So you go to edit.js. The person controller that we define, you can refer it from here. You can just say controller is person controller. Okay. And now, if you refresh, like click on it, nothing happens. Because I've commented out that code in the controller class. But I've made this, I've disabled last name, title, and date of birth, and supposed to be enabled only when enter something in the first name field. But it's not working. So everything is fine, but what is missing? You have to put a listener. You just put a small listener code here. So you have to say, okay, when first name changes, do something. Okay, then again, these events can be anything. It can be click event, out of focus. By the way, if you want to know all these events that it supports, you can simply go here, open this Java API docs. Okay. And there you have all the, so you can search for text fields. Text field. And here it is the, as you were saying in the beginning, X type. So when you say something X type is text field, it is a simple text field. And here you can see all the events, all the methods. It's a very rich API, and the events are listed here, right? And change is pretty common. There's change listener here. And it also gives you the method signature, what you need to pass in that, okay? So you have the controller right, but you have to tell to listen to events and then delegate the action to the controller. Make sense? So now see if how it works now. Okay, so as if we are entering new record, now it is listening to the changes in the first name. As soon as I enter, everything got enabled. Okay? Maybe disable everything. I guess that's not coded. Okay, but it initially started with disabled, right? So make sense?
No,
So
it
far?
doesn't make sense.
Oh.
You've got the string on first name change, which I
Can you
assume is
speak?
function.
Sorry? Can you close the?
So on this, what happens is it's a view controller with a view the idea is he has a controller and has a string. So there's like an alias, right? So like it registers the alias. So like up top, he probably has like alias something for control or something, and that controller is basically a class that's gonna basically, when this view instantiates, it's gonna instantiate a view controller to come along with it, and it'll destroy it when this view is destroyed. And then what it's gonna do is it has a resolution, like it's kind of like Ruby-ish, where I'll be like, okay, first I'll try to resolve on my level, and if I can't find something, I'll try to resolve in the view controller, and then if it doesn't resolve in that level, then I'll throw an error at runtime.
So it looks down this chain for a method called on first name change?
Yeah, it looks for a method for with that name, and then I believe it checks in the view controller first, and then the view second, and there's a config to switch to which one it resolves to first.
Okay, so it's a method, not a function.
So if any doubt? So controller is the default scope to look for the methods. Okay. So on change event, it will simply call this method. And in this thing, I'm simply right? So do you have any clue that why this is not working? Right?
I thought it was working.
It didn't work, right? I mean, it partially worked, 50% it worked. So I typed something, it got enabled. But if I blank something out, it's still enabled. It's supposed to become disabled, right?
Are you trying to use the view model to bind it to, based on the first
No,
name?
it's just a view controller.
Or are you checking contents, and if on change is empty, then
Correct,
disable it?
correct. So simple, I just left it like you can leave as an exercise. So if I say it is not blank in line 10, then everything said disable false. So actually what I'm missing is the else part.
Oh, you wanted to, okay, so you wanted to disable it?
Right? So else again. So what do I put here? True, surprise. Surprisingly, now hopefully it will work completely. Oh, it's not set up to do that. So I enter something here, and then if I disable, it did get disabled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but it's.
Yeah, I think so.
I think this is a lot of bugs probably. This, because the labels still say enable, looks like enable, but if I cannot type in it, trust me. I put it here, then I can type in it. So that, So that this part is pretty simple, right? But if you notice here, in the text field, it will say it has a lot of other options. Change actually text this, that means that control itself, new value, old value, and then there's a whole lot of options. So, but in JavaScript, you don't have to pass all the parameters. You can just take the first one or nothing at all. You can just simply, but if you didn't take anything at all, you won't have access to the control, right? But you can check actually new value is something, and what was the old value you can do, like code based on that. Okay. Also something interesting in line 7, 8, and 9. This time I'm doing lookup reference. Remember in Java controller, Java demo controller, what I did to look up? I used component query. Okay. I could have used something like this, ext component query, text field, name equal to first name, something like that, right? So this is a more direct, and again this component query will be slow because it looks through all the text fields and it will check the names and come back to the result. And also it is kind of a global, it works on a global scope. So if you look at the edit.js, what I put here, yeah, reference to last 55. I put reference, that means you can say lookup reference, it's much faster. And also it is not global. Okay, so there is one part of like beyond MVC, view controller. But before I go to the next one, view model, it's, as they call it, MVDM. Let's show something even somewhat cool stuff. You would like to see some cool stuff, right? Yeah. That's really the enthusiasm I'm looking for. So now we have a simple, like we click on it, the form loads. Okay. So what if you might want to just do inline editing? You can just the grid itself. You can click on it and you should be able to type in right there, right? And date of birth, you click on it and the date picker comes up right there. So they have something called editable grid. Okay, so to do this, I'll go back to the, I'll comment out. I'll just remove this. I'll just do this. Okay. I'll make few changes to the grid. There's something called cell editing, and I'll enable this one. Okay. Oh, it doesn't take the. So I think that's it. Okay, now what happens here? Forgot to enable something else somewhere. Requires then can click edit, cell editing. code here. Three lines of code here. Are you able to see now? When I double click on it, I can type on it now. So it has become turned on to a editable, right? But I click on last name, it doesn't. Why? So once you do that, you have to put a editor config. So here, line 37, editor. Similarly, you can put it on last name. I guess I can type it here. And here you can put it editor. And you see editor, I don't mention what kind of editor. Is it text field editor or combo? By default is a text field. Okay. And here, what do you think I should put here? Editor. Here I can simply put text type. Date. Makes sense? Actually, the disabled days you should not, you're not supposed to put it there. Actually, you have to put it here. As if you cannot be born on the weekends.
After tree.
Unless you miss some comma. Okay. Now all fields should be editable. On double click, so Mike, you can put Mike, whatever I said. Mr. You can put whatever, right? And you put here. Opens up the date picker. This time it does take, right? So you edited all fields, you can edit. But as soon as you're editing, it's not really making changes. It's just simply on the browser. So how do you update? So I'll just show a little bit, I'll not do a whole lot. Yeah, this disabled days is not actually, I think there is different, but there is a config, you can say that disable certain days. So for that, what they provided is something called ExtJs grid column. You can call it action column. Okay? Text. Update. Is there spelling something wrong? Oh. Text update. Did not.
console tell you what line error it is?
I think you're missing a closing brace.
Yeah, somewhere something, I mean.
Yeah.
maybe
The block
missing
you
something.
added was inside of the
Yeah.
other column.
Oh.
Oh, you got an extra comma here.
Add an opening brace.
No, that's right, it's just missing.
Opening brace after the comma.
This is not right, right?
No.
No, it was,
No, there's some,
Is that
you need
right?
to close and
no,
open.
no,
It's
no.
hard to read. 3 tabs.
You need to close and open.
Oh, look at
And close before that.
Yeah, you need, your editor is a sub-object.
Oh.
You need another one.
It
Before
was-
There. That's
Yeah,
it.
Oh,
okay.
it was correct. Okay. So the text is not appearing. I think it may not be text. Is something if you put maybe some image. The button.
You didn't
oh,
tell it what text to put in there.
Yeah, I put text. You know.
Well, it's putting it in the column header.
Oh, column, right. Yeah, anyway, you can put, but you can see here, you put the cursor, it becomes like a hyperlink. Do you see that? There's an invisible button there, there's some config I am missing. Are you able to see? So if you click on it, something will happen, but then again, that's up to you. You have to code, and then that's not very complicated. Okay? But I'll just leave it like this here. Okay? I'll just- But what I'm trying to say, you can do inline editing just with some simple configuration. Similarly, how do you add? You should be able to add, right? Inline as well. So for that, I just have simple code again. So you are able to add a toolbar. Toolbar, and you can just simply say add. What it means is a T bar means is it in the top toolbar, and B bar means bottom toolbar. Okay, bottom bar. So when I say T bar, then X type is not add. X type is just button. You just want to put a button, right? And the text will be. So that part is simple. When you put that add,
Next, start closing brace on that
are you
date
going to
column.
miss something?
It's back on the date column.
Okay. Now you put an add button there, but you click on it, what happens? Nothing happens, right? Because I did not click, I did not code anything. So that part is pretty simple. So here you just put, and again if you remember view controller, you could go into the view controller and put a method there, and you can say listener on click, all that, or I'll just do it in simple way. I'll just say it's called handler on click, I'll put the method right here, okay? So for this, all you need is on click, and I hope I have somewhere. All right. Too much type in that. Okay. So again, inserting a new record, and the type is person model, and we just say get stored inserted at the top. So let's see if this will work.
You can change it on click. You can change it to add on click.
Oh, I didn't? Okay, this add button is still there. Still doesn't work. Oh, doesn't say anything. What is wrong? Does it?
I would put a console log in there and see if it's even registering that. Click, and maybe log the record and see if it did that.
Yeah, I had the code somewhere. Order click. So maybe this scope is missing. Also, it makes sense to give it in an array. Which is and if you're saying this on click, I don't know if you need the scope. But let's see if that will fix it. Oh, something like
The button changed.
Yeah.
Is it handler or is it some kind of event name?
we can make it work by putting in the view controller though. But on a click. On click function. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. This is
Okay, we got 5 minutes, so we need something cool.
I thought this will be cool.
We need something cooler, man.
You got for just 5 minutes?
We got 7. Because we want it actually cool.
Yeah, this. Anyway.
I'd be happy with a quick overview of the here's the model. I assume this is the view.
Yeah, as I showed in the beginning, this file explorer you cannot probably see much, right? Controller, model, the store,
Oh, yeah, I know you have folders, but
view, and these two views. We have two views. One is the grid that, and one is edit that the form. Okay. So I guess one cool thing we can show in ExtJs, you can the viewport. Remember the viewport? We have in the layout we say the banner on the north, on the result in the middle, and the form in the end. Right?
so this is the view.
Yeah, this is called viewport, composed of views. But what happens, like they have something called response config. So what happens, like you narrow down the browser. Okay, I'll put it back. I'll just put back the code here. Okay, so reload. Okay, so if you narrow down the browser, everything is narrowed. So it'll be cool if you can, the banner, you can make it disappear or make it appear on the side so you get more space, vertically, right? So they have something in ExtJs 5 called response config. Okay,
For responsive web, that's what they're talking about, there was responsive web design.
correct, correct. So we just have to put these few lines in the viewport. Okay. So response config. So you say height less than 500, it comes to the west. If it's more than 500, goes to the north. So let's see if that works. So now if we narrow down the browser, make the browser small, it can, the banner went.
That was cool.
So now if you maximize it, it will go to the top.
That's
that
actually
is-
backwards, but
Dynamic.
yeah.
Backward? What do you mean?
On a narrow viewport, you put things vertical. On a wide one, you spread things out wide.
Yeah, you mean the form and the grid? I just put the banner on the side, so you get two things.
On a phone, you wouldn't want to do that if it was narrow. You wouldn't want to do it the other way around.
Not narrow, this is like a short and tall and short, tiny tall. But you get the idea, right? You're dynamically changing in ExtJs 4 it is all fixed, at compile time. In 5 you can change it around.
That's
And,
nice.
So another cool thing maybe, I did not show my plugin at all, fast code plugin, right? I did not show it at all. So let's do that maybe another couple of minutes. You have a couple of minutes?
Yep, got 3 minutes. Plug your plug in.
Yeah, plugin, but I wanted to show more why there are some glitches, I guess. My Eclipse is. Now, as I've shown there's just one button in the right in the grid. But sometimes what happens in one case I wanted to do, you show the results, but you say filters like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, up to Z. So you say results from the last name beginning with A, beginning with B, beginning with C, things like that. Oh, it's not working at all. So my Eclipse. Oh. right? So what happens is that in the remember in the grid I put a T bar, just put one button, right? I actually notice it takes an array of buttons. We can put any number of buttons and it will appear. So if you want to put on like A, B, C, D up to Z, how do you put it? That will be too much to type in, right? And also you don't have to put your just EXT button, you can create another panel with buttons in it and then put it here. That's what I've done. It's called my toolbar. So I put it okay. And my toolbar looks something like this. Now we have to just put the button. So there actually you can use the plugin. Okay. Then we say the items. Okay. And the items like this. So you put A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H up to. Okay. So it has a very nice plugin system, template system. And it's able to generate based on a template, able to generate, I don't know, quite a bit of code. So let's see if it comes up. Yeah, my Eclipse is very slow. But, well, we'll come back to it. I think I have it saved somewhere. So right here. So you can put it like this actually. By the time I'll copy it, Eclipse will probably finish. So we'll give it to the my toolbar. I have my toolbar here, and I put it right here. Okay. And the grid I have referenced my toolbar. Let's see if it comes up now. Again, something we are missing on this. Didn't come up right. Maybe you need this, just this and this time. So means not defined. I know what that is. Comes? So it's that easy to put, customize your toolbars that way. And now let's see if Eclipse it came up, right? I would have copied this code and put it in there, but my Eclipse is kind of slow. So I just give a brief explanation here. So it has a simple template based on the template. So I have called it EXT button, right? So just as a for loop, you split on the space, whatever I put A, B, C, D, Z. So for each space, you just have this code and it it loops through and spits out all those buttons. Okay, so now if you click on it, nothing happens but that you have to code. So in conclusion, so I guess you already know rich and user-friendly web application, and with fast code plugin, you can some of the code generation can be automated. Okay, so hope you like it. Hope you do.
Good job. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming. The final Club Ajax of the year. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Oh, same to you.
See you back in January.